Yes, I know we started. Yeah, I know. Relax, it's fine. So, now, what we need to do is this. Who is this? The monkey man. And what he will make? This monkey man on top of me. His package is almost just above my head, which is a little bit concerning, but since he is an AI image, it's fine. We should be fine. I should be fine, actually, because it's not above your head, it's above my head. So it's a little bit concerning. It's not a huge issue. Hello, everybody who are in the chat. Hello, everybody who will watch this after the fact that it's, online already, because in YouTube, all these streams, they stay. They are always in YouTube. You can watch them whenever you want. It's not a huge issue. Actually, nothing is a huge issue. Whatever happens to you, or to me, or whatever, what happened now is I press H, so I hit the model by accident. I'll press Alt-H and I will unhide it. So it's just about knowing stuff, just about being relaxed, not making a big thing out of everything, because most of the things are not a big thing. Most of the things are absolutely a small thing. And that's the thing. Especially if you are looking at not your life, but at the whole universe, then we look like this small, very insignificant fleas crawling on this huge planet, which actually is huge for us, but it's very small compared to the whole universe. It's just nothing. It's just, the universe doesn't care about our planet at all. Our planet doesn't care about any of us at all. So the only one who cares about us is us. And that's a little bit humbling. Yeah. I feel humble when I realize that all the problems that we have, all the issues are nothing in the world. Yeah. We don't... I don't need I don't think that we need to feel like we are super important, like our lives, the things that happen to us are very, very important, because they are not in the whole universe. They don't matter at all, at a tiny bit. Because in the universe, the time is measured in not thousands, but millions of years. Everything happens slowly. And we live just a tiny fraction of that. And at the end, what are we doing? What are we doing? I am doing a sculpt of a monkey man in YouTube. Does it matter? It's subjective. It matters to me, because I like doing it. It matters to some of you who are watching it, because you like watching it. So yeah, it matters in a way. But for the universe, this is just so insignificant. For the millions of degrees in the sun, for example, the hotness there, nothing else matters. Probably nothing matters at all. So, yeah. Why am I saying all this? I don't know. I probably feel a little bit philosophical. And again, whatever happened to you, whatever. For most atoms in the universe, it will be absolutely insignificant. That's also kind of relaxing. It's like believing in God a little bit, because God, when you believe in Him, when you really believe in God, then you know that everything, whatever happens to you, is because he or she, whatever god you believe, decided to, because there are female goddesses out there. They were invented also like the male ones. So yeah, whatever you believe in, you think God has its plan. The same is when you believe that the universe is so huge and you are so insignificant that nothing actually matters that much. So we don't have to put it in our hearts too much. Okay, for 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes, I have this. I think that I'm speaking too much, sculpting too little. And this is actually a problem for many people. Many people, in the internet especially, are talking too much, sculpting too little. I'm not saying that you have to stop talking in the Discord server, no. It's nice to share things, to just talk, but sculpting is also important, especially if you want to develop yourself and your skills, which in turns doesn't matter at all, as I said, in the universe, but it will make you probably happier, because as a human beings we need to study, we need to learn, we need to become better and better. If we stay the same, then we became unhappy. We became like those old people who are grumpy, but we may not be even old, just grumpy, which is, yeah. So those grumpy people, they don't even they don't do any brain activity too much, and that's why they become this kind of people. If you develop yourself, if you continuously learn something new every day, then you will not be that much of a hater like me. You will not be like me, which is great. You don't want to be like me. You want to be like me in terms of sculpting, maybe, but in terms of hating, I try to change. Of course, I am trying to change, but this is in my blood, because the whole culture here, also in some other Balkan countries, I'm not saying it's only Bulgaria, but it's like a little bit of hating. It's always the politicians' faults. It's everybody else's fault. Not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm never wrong. That's the mentality. And it's wrong, of course. But what is right, actually? Who knows? No one. So yeah, philosophical stream today turns out to be. What can I say? Sometimes we do that. The monkey man is a philosophical monkey man. I'm talking about myself. And what I'm doing here is another monkey man. Interesting, when I go to a foreign country, people are never can guess where I'm from. They usually think I'm an Arab guy, or Turkish, or from Spain, although I'm pretty tall, and usually Spain people are not that tall. Also, Italian people are not that tall, but I don't look Italian, so yeah. So it's interesting what happened. Yeah, AI, of course. So I'm doing again concept from the AI. Many people, of those people who like to talk, not sculpt, will say, are you proud that you are not supporting the real artists, Nico, and you are supporting this AI bullshit that's happening? Yeah, just shut up and sculpt, come on. This is a good kind of exercise of a human anatomy, maybe a little bit of primate or gorilla face anatomy, if you want to. But every practice is a good practice. maybe the practice of speaking bullshit against AI in the internet is not the best practice for your development as an artist. I'm sure it's not. But if you feel like you want to do it, it's absolutely fine, because maybe you have the need to do it. You have the need to hate the AI, which is great. Need for speed. But I don't know. If you feel the need to hate something, whatever, and you hurt other people's feelings in the process, I guess it's not that good. So if I'm hurting your feelings, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. If you try to hurt my feelings, you will not succeed. That's the problem. Because this is my stream. This is my kingdom. You cannot hurt me here. Maybe outside of here, yes. But in the stream, I'm invincible. Okay, let's leave the head for now and start with not this. Not this. By the way, yesterday I watched a video of Pablo Munoz Gomez, I think was the name of the guy. A very good artist. Of course, many of you know him. He is also an educator like me. He has courses. He has even an online kind of a course. The Last Mile or something was called. His skill, his best skill, is usually presentation. Also, he is very good in detail. Probably he likes to do detail, contrary to me. I don't like to do detail. I like to do the overall shape. But he's an amazing artist, actually one of the best. So I watched his video how he sculpted in Blender because of Vulkan engine, and he said that the Vulkan is the best. It's so good. It's starting to look like ZBrush, to feel like ZBrush, stuff like this. But of course, he didn't say that it's super close to ZBrush. He stated that it's kind of closer to ZBrush, which is fine. But in my opinion is that Vulkan doesn't change too much, for me at least. He has a much better video card than mine, so maybe that's helping him. I don't know. But I respect him a lot, so yeah. I'm not saying anything against this guy. This guy is very good. Everybody can learn a lot from him. By the way, yeah, he's a competition of mine, of course. But since he is a very good teacher, in my opinion, Pablo Munoz Gomez, maybe we can check out his channel in YouTube. Although he's not super strong in YouTube. I think his other socials are a little bit better than YouTube. Yeah, he has a very, very interesting, and I'm also in his mailing list, and his mailing list is his strength. I'm always like getting mails from him, and they feel a little bit like personal, so I can probably learn from him. I may make a mailing list. It's very... You can learn a lot of things from almost everybody, if you are willing to do so, if you're willing to learn. And I'm willing to learn, especially since I see that he's also a very good artist, which is great. Pablo Munoz Gomez. I don't know if he's streaming actually. Probably he is sometimes. I don't know. In his channel he has more than 200 videos. And although he has more than 200 videos, he has like around 30,000 subscribers. So not as active. I'm not sure why he has not so many subscribers. But he's good. You're making a body also? Yes, of course. Stop thinking about that and release more courses. Yeah, that's a good point actually. I have to release more courses, but laziness. Of course, not only laziness, I have some freelance. I didn't expect that, but recently I have some freelances, and I kind of, when I work on them, it's like a psychological thing. When I work on the freelance during the day, and when I finish my work on that freelance for the day, I kind of, my brain thinks that my work for the day is finished as a whole. So I didn't practice for the cloth anatomy course. I didn't do anything too much. That's not a very good thing. So the freelance is not good for me, obviously. I have to be careful with the freelance. It doesn't do me very good. Probably the head, we will make it a little bit bigger, because now it's small, but it's not a problem. We will fix it when we have time. Now, he has interesting abdominal muscles. Usually AI is doing the abdominal area pretty damn well. Even the 3D AI. The 3D AI is doing the faces horribly. It's just amazingly bad. But some of the anatomy, like the torso for example, the 3D AI is doing relatively fine. Great, right? Yeah. The 2D AI, like, I don't know which one was used to make this, is just, I don't know, it's amazing these days. I've tried this Nano Banana, the newest thing from Google, I think. Nano Banana. Just superb. I mean, the things that it can do is out of the world. It's just, with the right prompt, it can make some super realistic stuff. I'm just amazed. And yeah, I know it's not good for the artists, it's not good for us as a whole, but I cannot help myself but being just amazed by this stuff. I didn't ever imagine that this will be the case, that we will have so a generative AI that will invent stuff. Of course, yeah, I know that it uses stolen pictures and photographs and videos, but overall it's making relatively original content out of it, which is great. I mean, and the big companies are restraining themselves of using the AI, except if they teach it by themselves, because of copyright issues. But for us, doesn't matter that much. So we can make even our own references as sculptors, I mean. If we consider ourselves digital sculptors, for example, which I consider myself to be. I don't know about all of you guys, but I consider myself a little bit of... I associate myself with this title, a digital sculptor. A sculptor from AliExpress. That's me. The monkey man. It's amazing. So good. Yeah, let's make some arms and then we will fix the body, because I don't feel like the body is good enough. But as always, it will probably never be good enough for me. It's difficult. What's happening? Hello Nikolai, do your courses include information on anatomical retopology of characters? If not, can you recommend a book on human topology? Human topology. Anatomical retopology. I actually don't know what that means too much, so yeah. I wouldn't be able to do so. I don't know what that means. Anatomical retopology. in my opinion, Blender paid him to say that. Really, Blender doesn't pay anybody, especially people with less than like 100,000 subscribers, so I'm not sure. Probably he just wanted to, because he sees that Blender has far more views. Everything with Blender has far more views than anything with ZBrush. So, since he's a creator, he has a YouTube channel, maybe he wants to jump on that train. And I jumped on that train a long time ago. So I know. It's absolutely normal. He said that he will not jump to Blender. He will continue working with ZBrush because probably in his opinion ZBrush is the more professional tool for sculpting, which is right. He is right. It is. But it doesn't mean that Blender is far worse or it cannot be used. It absolutely is capable. I felt that something is like crawling here on my skull. Maybe it's fear. I don't know, something. Now, you see what happens here is he looks like he's like this. So, what we need to do is spread the arms. But first, I will rotate them like this, and then I will spread them like this. And it should be better. When we spread the arms, then we will adjust the shoulders to the arms. Sometimes we need to do that. And it's not good because you see this arm here looks awkward. So let's see what we can do about it. This probably is a little bit too much. We have to have a little bit more curve here. And yeah, adjustment is always the name of the game. We cannot, I mean, yeah, probably I can do it with just a few clicks, but I have to practice a lot beforehand. Nothing comes for free without practice. Maybe, since I have a lot of practice in anatomy anyway, I will be able to do this from scratch very quickly, but it will be a little bit of a luck. If you don't get lucky a little bit in some places, you have to just work. You have to put the time and effort to do the job good enough. Now I will show you how to not do arms, hands especially. If you want the hands that you do to be looking bad, or to have a lot of problems doing them, you may want to do them like I will do them now. From just the same mesh like this. Just sculpting them from the same mesh. Making knuckles, making this, I forgot the name. Yeah, sometimes I forget anatomical stuff quickly, which is normal. The thing is not to forget how to make it, not to forget the shape of it. You may forget the name. The name, some people say it's very important to know the names of the things. And yeah, it's important, so you can brag about it in company. Oh, I know this muscle, it's called sternocleidomastoid. By the way, here, the sternocleidomastoid is not very visible. But I know it, yeah, I'm super good in anatomy. But when it comes to sculpting or drawing even, you probably are better if you know how to sculpt or draw the muscle instead of knowing how to say it. You're not a doctor. You will not get exempt by somebody if you know the names of the muscles. No. They would wanna see how you're sculpting them, how you can make them work. And even if they are not completely right, they have to be at least convincing. And AI actually sometimes is making muscles that look convincing and they are not actually anatomically correct. Which is I think it's fine. I've seen old artists invent muscles, and they can do it because they understand the overall concept of the muscles very well. So they can invent some muscles and it's fine. The AI doesn't actually understand, obviously, but it kind of can invent muscles. Maybe it's stealing from some other people who have invented them, I don't know. But yeah, they're doing that. Invention. And they're doing not a super bad job. Sometimes it's bad, yes, I agree. I agree, sometimes it is pretty bad. But sometimes it's genius. Yes, I said it. The AI is genius. It's not. It's not genius. Let's make the shoulder muscles a bit bigger. Why don't we? There is always a room for bigger shoulders. Yeah, that's what my grandmother said when I was young. In exactly the same way in English, she said, "There's always a place for bigger shoulders." Yeah. While she was writing some comment in the TikTok back in the days. A couple of 100 years ago, of course. It's absolutely okay, right? Yeah, absolutely fine. I think it was 1463. The year 40,063. 1400, sorry. 14,000, it will be a little bit in the future. So yeah. Alright, so we have huge, kind of a long arms, which we don't want. We want more muscular and fat arms, so thick. I will inflate them. We'll see what will happen. If this will be a good thing, inflating them. But I guess it will. By the way, this is the weekly challenge for the Discord server. And yesterday I saw one guy who has made it. His anatomy is not completely on point, but the render and the presentation, wow, you can learn something with this. I mean, even if your anatomy is not completely on point, even if your shapes are a little bit off, but if you spend time to render properly, even shit can look like something nice. His sculpt is not shit, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, you know, there are better sculpts, but his, when you see it, it's like, wow. Why? The wow effect. Because of the render, because of presentation. That's pretty important. I will show it to you guys. Maybe some of you will not want to see it, and you will see it, because I will show it to you. Let's see where it was. Oh, wow, it's amazing. Now, let's go. It's this guy. No, it's not. It's actually the guy below. You see? Presentation, render. Here the abdominal area is like, nah, okay. Actually, the fingers are nice. And here in the bottom, this looks cool. So there are areas that looks very nice. The face is also cool. So we have detail here, small detail here, and small detail here and here. And the other places we don't have so much small detail, which is great, because when you're doing some sculpture, you don't want small detail everywhere. There are people who are making amazing detail everywhere, and at the end, as a whole, the sculpt looks like shit. Yes, you know that this guy has spent like hours and hours and hours, like tens and hundreds of hours to make the detail. Not this guy. The guy that I'm talking about, the imaginary guy that is making detail everywhere. But at the end, it doesn't look quite nice. But this one looks... Actually, the anatomy is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's not like the concept here in the abdominal area. It's a little bit off. It's not a problem, of course, but overall it looks amazing. And it's in Blender. So in Blender, we can do even this kind of nice stuff. Very good. This is what matters. Yeah, nice. With hair. And I will not put hair in mine. So sorry about that. But it will not be hairy. Harry Potter. What do you think about Demon Slayer? Demon Slayer, I don't know. Sculptor from AliExpress, yes. Can I make a course more like your cyberpunk girl in ZBrush, but in Blender next time? Next time probably not, because I need to do the folds and cloth anatomy course. Then I need to do a torso anatomy course. Of course, as we can see, I need to prepare myself for these courses. So I need time. And then maybe we will see what I will do. But you see, a course like the Cyberpunk Girl, for example, in ZBrush. It's in ZBrush, yes, but if you know Blender enough, you can make it in Blender. It's not a huge issue. It's not a big deal. I am a gorilla. By the way, the shoulders, they need to be even more angular and bigger than I made them. And the head, I will inflate it a little bit. Scale it up. Okay. Now it looks a little bit more like the concept. Yes, it's not exactly like the concept. It will never be exactly like the concept. Nico, you always do these things not like the concept. I know, but for 30 minutes, what can you do? Even if you're me. People think that I'm super fast and I can do anything for like 30 minutes. As we can see, it's not the case. I'm still only a monkey man. A human also, sometimes. But, yeah. But yeah, some people are laughing at me that I'm saying but. And they say, ah, you said but. Okay. Start sculpting and then laugh, you know. Sculpting is more important than hating or laughing or whatever. At least for your happiness. Yeah, you can hate somebody, troll somebody in the internet. Maybe it will give you a little bit of happiness burst, just for a while. But then you will be the same miserable guy with no skill that's using opioids to make him happy. Stuff like this. But if you learn a skill and it makes you happy to practice that skill, this is the important part. If sculpting doesn't make you happy, if sculpting is boring for you, then it's not for you. Maybe other skills will be for you. Something else. And I always give the example of cleaning a toilet. It doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to be cleaning the toilet. Maybe it's cleaning some other toilet. No, maybe it's something else. Maybe it's washing dishes. I don't know. Or even rocket science. Probably. Some people are probably feeling very nice when they are solving rocket science equations, which is great. I like science too. I'm not a scientist in any case, but I kind of am like a scientist because I don't believe in God. Most scientists don't believe in God. There are actually scientists who believe in God, which is awkward, but still, I am almost a scientist. I'm not a believer. And who said that? I think Ricky Gervais or some other comedian said that Ricky Gervais, if you don't know, he is a very famous comedian who is famous for his atheism. He's super non-believer in God, and he's mocking God in every chance that he can, especially the Christian God. He's restraining himself of mocking the Muslim God because the consequences are a little bit harsher, you know. But the Christian God, no problem. It's fine. Nowadays, maybe if he was living 400 years back, so in 16th century, probably it would be difficult. Maybe he would not be alive for a long time because he's mocking the Christian God. Back then, the church was merciless of pursuing the non-believers. Nowadays, not so much. So yeah, but I don't know. I don't think he said it, but still, some of these comedians, they said this. So I don't believe in at least 3,000 gods. So if we consider all the gods that were invented in the history of humanity, maybe there are more than 10,000 or 15,000, I don't know. But let's say there are 3,000, for example, the main ones. 3,000. So I don't believe in 3,000 gods. You don't believe in 2,999 gods. So we are almost the same. So, yeah. Because most of religions nowadays, it's modern, to have one god. If we go back 5,000 years, the things were different. The modern thing was to worship at least 10 gods, maybe 15, maybe 20, I'm not sure. Because, you know, in the beginning was Sumer gods or whatever, then it was the Egyptian gods, then the Roman gods, then the Greek gods. Stuff like this. Or the Greek and then Roman, I'm not sure. I think the Greek and then Roman, but whatever. And they're pretty similar, actually. The god of speed, the god of sun, god of death, god of war, god of love, god of the wine. Even the planets are with the name of those gods. But of course, if you ask some guy from Mars, some Martian guy, alien, if you ask him the names of the planets of the solar system, probably he will answer something completely different, because all of the human things, we invent them. We invent those things. We put names on them, we put meaning on them, but for the universe, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we are so insignificant. And it's nice, it's actually nice to be insignificant. Many people want to be famous, they want to be significant, they want to mean something, they want their life to mean something, which is great. I mean, yes, I also want my life to mean something. Yeah. But I don't want to go out on the street and people to stare at me and know me, and some people will hate me, some people will love me. You cannot be loved by everybody, so it's hard. It's not a good thing. And many people who have become stars in young age, they become drug addicts. Some of them even kill themselves at some point because they realize there is nothing more in this world for them. Like Kurt Cobain, for example, from Nirvana. And other countless stars, like huge, famous people that relatively young, they take their own lives. Why? Because they realize at some point that their life is absolutely meaningless because they have achieved everything in this life. So they can go. Probably, I'm just guessing. It's not like I'm just blabbering about stuff. As you can see. And that's the beauty of it. I can talk about whatever I want, however I want, because this is my channel, yeah, I know. How many hours do you think it would take to complete the Modgirl cruise once? You should ask people who already have completed it, and there are a couple of people completed that. I guess they said that for 1 hour of video in the Modgirl course, link in the description of the courses, by the way, they are paid, don't worry. I will tell you something, but after I answer this. So for 1 hour, some people are putting 5 hours. So the course is 50 hours exactly. So 50 by 5, 250. So 250 hours for some people less. Actually, brother, I did ask 2 questions which could help me and others in same issues, but you skipped them. I'm not taking them personal, but would be useful if you could. Thank you again. This is Dino Stefan Mano. Dino Stefan Mano have asked some questions which I skipped because I am blubbering without stopping at all, which is great. How are you doing the sculpt like you do in ZBrush? I'm not getting a perfect way. I'm transitioning from ZBrush. It's getting a bit hard. I already have some courses on yours, but less technique. So, you see, if you want to transition from ZBrush to Blender for sculpting, I don't think you need to do that. I mean, Blender is good enough for sculpting, but ZBrush is still better. If you have access to ZBrush, if you have ZBrush, then you don't need to switch to Blender at all. But of course, most people, especially young people, they don't have access to ZBrush, or even if they have, it's from the torrents, which actually is fine because in many companies that want to hire you, they still will want you to know ZBrush because they will use ZBrush, which is fine. My idea is that in Blender you can sculpt, in Blender you can do anatomy, in Blender you can do all of the things that you can do in ZBrush even more, because Blender is also a completely 3D program, contrary to ZBrush. And my idea is that I again forgot my thought. But if I haven't forgot my thought, I would say that just stay in ZBrush, but learn also Blender. I made the decision to switch completely to Blender because of the YouTube channels, because of the courses that I was planning to do only for Blender. That's why now even for freelance I'm using Blender all the time, and I don't use ZBrush at all. Why? Because I'm saying everywhere that Blender is good enough for me, and for all the things I do, Blender is absolutely enough. And it's crazy good program for the money. And not only for the money. I always say that even Blender, if Blender was costing like $500, let's assume that Blender costs $500, it would be absolutely worth it for this amount of money. Because it is at least as good as 3D Max. I'm saying it's better, but some people will say that it's not. It's better actually than 3D Max. It's on par with Maya in many cases. So those programs are costing thousands of dollars, and Blender is free. So I think if Blender was $500, it will be absolutely worth it. But it's free, which is even better. So how can't I, do it? And imagine that if you are these days, if you are somebody who wants to open a game studio, you have some money or you get some loans and you open a game studio, you want to make a game, you have an idea, you know that idea is good, probably you're wrong, but if you kind of imagine that, you know that idea is amazing, and probably you just want to do it, because if you don't do it, you will miss on something in life and you will be sorry all your life, which you don't want to do. So you are getting loans or getting money from somewhere, you are starting a game company. Which program will you use? I mean, which program you will use in this company for 3D? Is it gonna be a 3D Max for $2,000 or something dollars a year for every license? So you will have in the beginning, let's say 4 artists, and for every artist, instead of giving them a little bit more money monthly, you will pay $2,000 each year just for the software, just for 3D Max, or you will just use Blender because you know that nowadays Blender is at least as good as 3D Max, if not better. So yeah, nowadays I think most companies, logically, the newest ones or indie ones, they will use Blender, and that's why Blender will become more and more popular. ZBrush, on that matter, it's far more niche software. For example, if you go to Udemy, and you write Blender, and then you see how many courses they will come out. There will be a couple of thousand courses. If you write ZBrush, and then you will see how many courses will come out, at least, I think, 5 times less. So we may say that ZBrush is 5 times at least less popular than Blender. So which program we want to use? The more popular one, yes. The free one, of course, if it's worth it. And Blender, if Blender is not worth it, what is worth it, you know? Blender is the most worth it software, I think, ever invented. Maybe 7-zip is also on par with it, or Notepad++, also a good software. I mean, from the free softwares, of course. But yeah, amazing stuff. So I was about to tell you something. Do you know FlipNormals? FlipNormals.com is a website created by those guys who have a YouTube channel named FlipNormals. Yeah, the surprise. But yeah, so they are making something interesting these days, which I think will be kind of successful. They hired a guy who has experience with making bundles, and now they're making bundles, but not just any bundle. They're making, for example, I think it will be, now is September, October, half of October will be SpeedChar bundle month, something like this, in FlipNormals. I don't know. It will be interesting. So there will be courses bundled together, and it will be a fraction of the original price. It will be kind of interesting stuff. And some of the money from the sale of those courses will be to some charity programs. Also a nice thing. Win-win situation. Except if you don't have money. If you don't have any money, then it's not a win-win situation. And I can imagine that, yeah. I can relate to that. Alright, I'm making the legs without any reference. I'm not looking at the reference at all. In the reference, the monkey is kind of walking. And I want to make him standing. I don't want to make him walk. At least for now. What is this? I will try not to make this too graphical, because they will take down this video. Imagine that, taking down the video because somebody is sculpting, you know, sculpting or drawing genitals. I don't know. They're not real. They're sculpted. Why should you do it? Ah, yeah, it's graphic stuff or whatever. Oh, let's go down. You miscustomize default brushes. I don't customize brushes, so I'm fine. Some people are taking too much of their time to customize brushes, to put alphas and such stuff. Take this time to develop your skill. You will be better. You don't need customization of brushes and other stuff. This is just for people who don't have skill, you know. When you don't have skill, you are searching for who to blame. I'm blaming my lack of skill to this default brush. I need to change the default behavior of the brush. So I will be better artist after I change it. And when they change it, they start to think that they are now better artists because of this. They're not. The idea is that even with the default brushes, default everything, you can be absolutely fine as an artist. If you just spend the time to make the skill. How to improve your skill fast and efficient? Many people are asking that. Nah, there is no way other than just practicing. And practice is the key for everything. If you want to be very good at, for example, sex. Everybody wants to be good at sex, especially male people. They want to be sex gods. They want to be very good. So the only thing is a couple of things. First is theory. So read a little bit about it. Read what the female want, and overall like some couple of books, especially written by females, to know what they want. And then practice and test some stuff, how it works. The same is with sculpting. Theory is a good thing, of course, but without practice, it's absolutely nothing. Let's make, this is boring. When you are watching your figurine from the side view, for example, now we're seeing this guy from the side view, always. We want to see our figure from the side view at some point. And now we're noticing what? He will fall backwards a little bit. He doesn't look like very well positioned. He's falling a little bit backwards. So what can we do? We can get a big brush and move his feet backwards a little bit like this. Now he's feeling a little bit better. But then we will move this forward. This will look very interesting. And let's see. Yeah, it's not looking super cool, but in my opinion, it's a little bit more action looking, a little bit more interesting. Otherwise, it was boring. It was like boring, like a stick. I don't like to do boring things. I like to do something that is making me happy. It's fun and cool. So that's why I did this. That's why this channel exists, actually. Because most of the time in this channel, I'm doing whatever I want. And that's freeing, you know. Many people are making a channel, like my other channel, Speedchar, the first one. And it's serious. You need to put educational content. It needs to be professional and well thought and edited. And you need to put a lot of time in it. And at some point, it's exhausting. And you cannot do it anymore. This format of just streaming, okay, I will stream. I don't need to prepare myself that much. Yeah, I did this sculpt once before. But I did it only because I was a little bit rusty. I was in Greece for 2 weeks, so I haven't sculpted. I was doing other things, freelance, but it was not sculpting. My freelance is very interesting now. It's posing, actually. It's posing some cartoon characters. I will not show them because it's under NADA. It doesn't matter. The idea is that it's not sculpting. So I was rusty and I was just wanting to make sure I can do it relatively quick. And how much time has it passed? Maybe 1 hour? Almost 1 hour, 54 minutes. And for 54 minutes we have the whole body. And actually, if I wasn't talking that much, if I wasn't doing these philosophical talks, I probably will be able to do it faster. But since I didn't, who cares? It's fine. Did you gonna make a course about likeness sculpting? If I was good at likeness, would I make a face like this from this, you know? No, I wouldn't, because I would be better, but I'm not. So it will be difficult for a guy like me, who is not a likeness artist, to make a course about likeness. Maybe if I practice a lot, for 1 year, every day, practice making likeness, and for this 1 year to make likeness of at least 10 people, spending at least 2-3 weeks on each, maybe then I'll be ready for a likeness course. But I am not gonna do it, for now at least. Anyone have advice for a complete beginner? How should I practice? Which concepts are the most important? I will tell you, this is very interesting, by the way. Which concepts are the most important? The most important concepts that you have to do is the concepts that you want to do, that you like. Because if you don't like a concept, then it will be hard for you to spend a lot of time doing it. And especially in the beginning, if you want to do something relatively nice, you have to spend a lot of time sculpting, modeling, UV mapping, whatever you have to do. You have to spend big time. And if you don't actually like the concept, then it will be difficult. So take some concept that you actually like a lot. And I always advise against making your own concepts that you have drawn when you were younger, because usually those are relatively bad and it will be a bad 3D when you are starting from a bad concept usually. So take something from a good artist, especially if you're a beginner. Take something relatively simple, stylized. Don't throw yourself on the super deep water to make something realistic, because most of the time people doesn't have that willpower to make something realistic and stick with it. They just give up. So my advice is to just start a little bit simple. I have courses of beginner character creation in Blender and in ZBrush, and they are relatively simple characters. The mouse, the rabbit, and the knight. The knight is in ZBrush. The others are in Blender. But for every beginner, I will highly recommend Blender for sculpting and modeling and everything, because it is the more full and more complete 3D program compared to ZBrush, of course. When you become good in sculpting, modeling, whatever, then you can go and learn ZBrush, because it's just another program. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward. ZBrush is a pretty awkward program actually, compared to other 3D programs, but it's not a problem. It's a program. You can learn it. Learning sculpting skills, learning anatomy, learning working from a concept, getting the likeness of the concept kind of is the problem. That are the skills which are difficult and they take a lot of time. And these skills you can learn in Blender. With my courses, of course, because I have to eat. So either go and buy my courses from ArtStation, or go and download them from CGPeers, from the torrents, because they are in the torrents. Yeah, I will not eat that much. But of course, when you have a lot of money, for example, you will eat a lot of things, and then you get fat. So it's better not to have that much money, so you can be healthy. So yeah. Although in America, actually, in United States of America, that's the opposite. When you don't have too much money, you will eat only junk And the junk is making you fat, miserable, and ill. Definitely. Diabetes all around. And other illnesses, of course. Heart diseases and stuff. So yeah. But I'm not living in America. Although, there was a German guy who said once, "We are living in America. America is wunderbar. We are living in America. America. America." I don't know if he's right. Probably not. But maybe yes. Because when I go to my to the store, I see Mars, I see Snickers, I see other American stuff. It's made in Europe, of course, but it's American. So maybe he's right. He's actually right. Right? Yeah. Gotta keep those biceps in shape. That's the spirit. Exactly. Exactly. In the Mod Girl course, you mentioned a plugin similar to ZBrush Transpose Master for moving multiple objects at once, but you didn't mention the name of the add-on. Can you tell me the name? The name is called Multisculpt, I think. I think this was it. Multisculpt. Multisculpt is an add-on created by a friend of mine, also a colleague of mine, a Bulgarian guy. He's still working in Gameloft. I'm not anymore, but he's younger than me, but he's actually, we may say he's better than me. Don't say that. Don't say that. He's very good. He's a very good character artist, and he created this plugin because he missed the Transpose Master in ZBrush in Blender. So he made it, and he's selling it for around $10, I think, in Gumroad. I don't recommend buying this unless you really need it. And I actually, couple of times, for some freelances and stuff, I kind of needed it, so I bought it. And he gave it to me for free for my computer, but I bought it for my laptop. Because, I don't know, because I want to support him, it's fine. You probably know this guy. He made the creator of Blender in Blender, and his video became pretty popular of making, I don't remember the name of the guy because it's a little bit strange, but he made him in Blender and made a video about it, and this video made a lot of views. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now I have to make pants, but I don't want to make pants for this guy. Why? I don't know. I feel like the pants of a gorilla are not... But he's not a gorilla. He's a humanoid something. Nico, can you speak Greek? Ohi. I can't. Burger Boss. I would say stop everything digital. Just take Procus anatomy classes, just drawing and learning about anatomy for 6 months near. If you make double the effort, faster. Yes. What do you mean by concept? Yes. Я думаю, голову нужно немного вперед. Yes. Maybe I need to move the head a little bit forward. Yeah, it's Russian. Я думаю, голову нужно немного вперед выдвинуть. Maybe выдвинуть. Maybe when you say t and then you have this sign that it's выдвинуть. Я думаю, голову нужно немного вперед выдвинуть. Ah, nice. Yeah, I read Russian. No, I don't read it completely correct. Of course, everybody probably from Russia will know that I'm not a Moscow citizen, which I'm not a Russian citizen. I'm from Bulgaria, which is in European Union, and even Bulgaria next year, 2026, our currency will be euro. We are ditching our former currency, although many people are like, oh, I don't want to ditch our currency. It's our national symbol or whatever. But this currency that we had for 100 and something years, the last 25 years was connected directly to the euro. So it was moving with the euro. It was not moving comparing to the euro. It was always exactly the same kind of moving with the euro. It was one left, our country was left. The Romanian currency is leu, I think. And the Turkish currency is lira. Similar stuff, you know. Everything is L. But our currency was 2 left for 1 euro. Always. Almost. It was 1.95 something, but it's 2. So, yeah. Why are you crying for something? Some people just, you know. Nobody cares. Especially the universe, as we already know. If you look at the moon, sometimes you see the moon because it's a full moon, and you see, my girlfriend dumped me. Your girlfriend, for example, dumped you. You're very sad. You want to kill yourself because life doesn't matter anymore. I know. I felt this way. Back in the days when I was younger. Now I don't care. But back in the days, love, emotions, feelings, they were much, you know, like when you were younger. And what I did, what you have to do is actually look at the moon, even if it's not full, and say, is the moon caring about what happened to me? No, it doesn't. And it's close to us. If you look all the stars, they're so far away. Except if you're a flat earther. Then the stars are actually a holes in a kind of a bowl on top of our flat earth, our disk. So the disk on top of the 4 elephants, on top of the giant turtle. I think this is the Flat Earth Society. Yeah. The Flat Earth Society, I think, I know who actually created it. Terry Pratchett. Unfortunately, this guy, he started as a fiction writer, and then some people took it seriously. Do you use a mouse or a tablet? I use both. I use a tablet, this is my pen, and I use also a mouse. This is my mouse. So I use a mouse when I'm modeling, and when I'm sculpting, like now, I'm using only my tablet. And I checked out, by the way, in OLX, which is something like eBay. Here in Bulgaria we have OLX, in Romania, in India you have OLX, the Indian guys. So in OLX I checked. People who are selling the tablet that I own, which is One by Wacom. One by Wacom now in OLX is sold from $30. The cheapest one is I think around $30 to around $40, $50. So you can buy it for actually not super huge amount of money. Second hand. And I advise you to buy it second hand. Why? Because I don't want Wacom to make money. I'm hater of Wacom. No, I'm joking. I just think that the second hand is, especially for tablets, is amazing because most of the time you will get absolutely a new tablet. Because most of the people who are selling their tablets second hand, they haven't used them for a day even. Most of the time they're gift for them, and they don't use them at all, and they just want to get some money from them because they sit in the closet. So yeah. By the way, closet in Bulgarian means toilet. Just a little bit of a, something. We are living in America, America. Nico, any thoughts about AI and the future of the 3D industry? Yes, I always have thoughts about that. But then what I do is I look at the moon and I ask myself, does the moon cares about the AI, and if I will lose my job from the AI in the couple of years to come? No, it doesn't matter. And if the moon, which is closer to us, doesn't care, so the stars doesn't care at all. And you see, the stars and the universe is far bigger than our planet. So maybe they're right. Maybe the stars and the moon are right. We shouldn't care that much. Nico, what's your advice, please, for dynamic poses? How to get them very interesting and looking really nice like fight mode? Using references is a good thing. You can ask Nano Banana from Google, make me an action pose of this character and show it to me from front, back and side view. Maybe it will do something nice for you to kind of sculpt, I think. That's a great video. I don't know what. Low poly video on Ton. Low poly video on Ton Rosenthal. Exactly. The low poly video. Low poly actually is Stefan, and he's a lead 3D character artist in Gameloft right now in Sofia, here in Bulgaria. So I gave him up, and his English actually is far better than mine. His skills are, let's say, better than mine in some areas. So he's actually a better. But with this video, what he did with this video is he scored a goal to himself. Why? This video of sculpting Ton Rosendahl, the creator of Blender, was so successful that whatever he does right now, whatever he do for his channel, it will not be remotely that successful. So it's a little bit of an issue. And I talked with him about this problem. He just have to overcome it at some point. If he can't, he's doomed. Like we all are doomed. Because you see, we are bags of blood and meat living for 70, 80 years. And compared to the age of the universe, it's just a blink of an eye, even not a blink of an eye. It's just nothing. Nobody cares. Yeah, look at the moon sometimes and ask it, do you care about me? I'm sure it will not answer. And this will mean that it doesn't. Turtles all the way down, baby. Turtles, okay? Amazing to use them all the way. Nico, what's your advice, please, for dynamic? Okay, in Polish, closet is toilet too. Exactly, yeah, because it's Slavic language. Moon and stars don't pay rent, dude. That's right. That's right. Rent is a good thing, yeah. But you can always not pay rent, but you have to move with your parents again, which I know sounds very scary, and it is. For me, to move with my parents means that I have to grow up. Yeah, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but if I move with my parents, I have to be able to put up with them. I have to be able to not get angry every time they do something that, according to me, is stupid. And it will be hard. This will be the generation impact, you know, the fight between generations. It's very hard to live with your parents, especially when you have lived, like me, for 25 years alone or without them. So to go back with them will be hard, but it will also be revealing. It will be also teaching me something about my anger issues. Maybe I will be able to practice my anger management, more and more. So it's great. So yeah, you can always move with your parents, if you have parents, of course. If you don't have parents, then it's a little bit harder. You always have options, yeah, always have options, always. Couple of options. For example, I sit here and AI has taken my job. I don't have a job. I don't have money. Nothing. What are my options? Couple of options. Start making bathrooms for apartments. Working with my hands. One thing, making good money. Second thing, go work for a store and be a sailor, just to work in a Billa or Lidl or Walmart or whatever store, for example. Yeah, for little money, but you will have something to eat, which is great. Another option, go move with my parents and work whatever I can find online, but not paying rent, just eating there, sleeping there. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Another option, finish it. Just, it's not a good option, of course, but I said we have options. And whatever option you choose, if you ask the moon, it doesn't care. So we have to understand if we care. If sculpting becomes unreasonable for making money, what should we do? We should do something else that's gonna make us money. Maybe something close to sculpting. I don't know. I will figure it out when it happens. But for now, it's not happening. I see more and more people asking me to do some models and they are not giving too much money. So and their concept is AI. So if the 3D AI was good enough, they would make it with the 3D AI, but it's not. So they can't. So relax. Maybe someday, I guess, but not now. Not yet. Not yet, Moon! You crazy bastard! I have a nano banana. I'm sorry about that guy. I'm sorry about you. But girls don't care about that too much. You see, they care about love. They care about somebody to take care of them. And you can even use this instead of your nano banana. And she will be happy until you love her and take care of her and be a man. Okay? Even with a nano banana, you can be a man. Be careful, the moon is giant alien base. It's hollow and full of aliens that care very much about all of us. That's an interesting point of view, of course. I'm starting the retopology section of the Modgirl course, and to better visualize the low poly model over the high poly one, there's an option in the menu, Mesh Edit Mode Shading Retopology. Oh, nowadays, yeah, that's cool, that's cool. Stefan Svetkov YouTube is a good one. I know. Nico, what's your advice, please, for dynamic poses? How to get them very interesting and looking at? I told you, use AI. Because the 2D AI nowadays is good. So it can make you nice poses. Or just search in the internet, but use references. That's the thing. Nico, I'm learning your method studying the way you sculpt. Do you think it works for AA games, likeness, or hyperrealism, given that you only like stylized? Of course, the way you sculpt is nothing to do with stylized or realistic or whatever. You just need to do the main shape first. Then you need to go to details. And for sculpts that are more realistic, you need to spend a lot more time you know, jigging with the details. That's it. And using a lot of references is also very important. Without reference, you are nothing. Some people will say, I am something without reference. You're wrong. You're nothing without reference. Even I use references when I want to do something interesting or nice. Do you think it's right to humanize a non-human character so detailed? I don't see it wrong, but it's strange, somehow so unnatural. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe the model? Who is humanizing him? It's fine, come on. Don't worry about it too much. Let's push the shoulders actually forward a little bit, so more gorilla-like. Small chest, big shoulders. Welcome to Flip Normal's Flipbox. Flip Normal's character creation Flipbox. You will see what I'm talking about. You will know at some point when they release it. Next month, I think. The first Flipbox that they will release in Flip Normals will be theirs, Flip Normal ones. The second one, I think, will be for Speedchar, which is obviously the Monkey Man. And then other artists and educators. But yeah. It's nice. I made folds on his hand. I mean, it's... yeah. Folding hands. He's having some kind of gloves. 3DI is good if you make it by pieces separately. I can argue with that. Man, I missed watching your videos, to be honest. A lot of people told me that they missed watching the videos because summertime, I was all the time in some kind of vacation or whatever. Greece was the last place I visit. Now probably I will stay at home for a while. So there will be more videos. Hopefully Monday, which is the day after tomorrow, we will make the next, and we will start making them Monday, and at some point maybe we will make ArtStation reviews again. I have stopped doing ArtStation reviews for a while. Hopefully we will be able to make them again. Let's make bigger toes, by the way, and fingers, because he's the Monkey Man. Twitter and the Monkey Man are hard to forget. If somebody hasn't listened to Traveling Wilburys, I think was the name of the band, it's very nice. But of course it's a little bit old-time music. If you like old-time music, it's fine. It's not rock, it's kind of a rock sometimes, but it's more like blues. But it's good. Traveling Wilburys. What the fuck? Let me see. Traveling. Who is traveling? Traveling. Wilburys. Members. Let's see. The Traveling Wilburys. Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, George Harrison, Roy Orbison. So very, very famous musicians are in the Traveling Wilburys. Bob Dylan, George Harrison from Beatles, Tom Petty, Jeff Lewin, and Roy Orbison. It's not a coincidence that all these amazing musicians make a good music. So yeah, if you haven't listened to Traveling Wilburys, it's time for you to do so. I don't think they are playing anymore. That's why I'm saying it's old music, but still, it's a good one. Good music. Music for the soul, we may say. In our Slavic accent. Music for the actual soul. This shadow is so messed up. Shadow on the wall. Dun, 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 dun. Shadow on the wall. If we go here, and if we go here and this, okay, and then if we choose this, not bad, but we don't have a shadow actually. This is, yeah, we don't have this kind of shadow, yeah. This is stupid. But if we put light, just a point light, and put it here, and increase it like, no, and we still don't have shadows. Ah, now we have shadow. Sometimes we just have to put the shadows and then we'll have shadow. By the way, we go here and dial down the strength of this one so we can see this one better. And now we can increase this one because our model is tens of meters high. That's why we have to increase the power a little bit. Or we can go sun and then increase it as 1. The sun usually at 1 is fine. Let's see. Okay, good. And now we can turn the strength a little bit so the shadows are not that huge. Not good. And why it's not good? Because Nico hasn't made it good enough. By the way, it's nice that you can sculpt in Eevee. In Cycles, a little bit harder. You can, if you don't have too much polygons. You can sculpt even in Cycles if you dial down a few things. But in Eevee you can sculpt without too much of an issue, which is great. But I don't want, because I cannot see what I need to see. Twitter and the monkey man, hard up for cash. Hard on for cash. Yeah. If you have hard on for cash, then you are doomed. You'll never be happy. Because you will think that money will make you happy. Usually, that doesn't work this way. Money can sustain a little bit the quality of life, yes. But after a certain amount of money, you will not be happier. But of course, you need some money to be happy. Although, I've seen people in Africa who doesn't have any money. One of the happiest people I've seen. I don't know. Maybe because they don't have to worry about the rent. They don't have to worry about the food that much. In some parts of Africa, you can always get a banana out of the tree. Although bananas, I'm not sure how it works with bananas these days. Because back in the day when I was younger, the bananas were tastier. There were another different type of banana than now. Now, most bananas are one particular type, because the other one was destroyed by illness. Now they have it some places, but it's very rare. The old banana. And why? There is no variety. All the bananas are like the same genetically, because they are seedless. So they are same genetically. And when one weakness, one sickness is going into one banana, it can destroy all the bananas because they cannot develop resistance because they are the same. That's why maybe soon, at some point, if we are unlucky, we will not have any bananas to eat at some point. I don't like too much bananas these days, especially in the summer. In our summer here in Europe, bananas that came from Ecuador or from whatever, they are not that good. They are not that tasty. In our winter though, bananas become much better. I don't know why, but in our winter, the bananas that come here are much tastier. If somebody knows why, I don't exactly know. I have to ask ChatGPT actually. Probably he will know. It, I don't know. ChatGPT. One of the most downloaded applications in the world, along with Temu. Temu. Everybody knows Temu. Everybody knows this song. Hey, this song. Everybody knows this song. Temu is also one of the most downloaded apps in the world. Mostly in Europe, but I guess in United States also should be. Just a interesting thought. Please, is it good for beginner to use the only picture for sculpting, like how you used to do, or using a turnaround reference? If you have a turnaround reference, probably it will be better for teaching purposes, for learning, I mean, purposes, for teaching yourself. So turnaround reference is good. Somebody gave me a turnaround reference for, they asked me to do a sculpt, and they gave me a turnaround reference. And I was like, what? You have this amazing reference. And it's AI, obviously. And it's not bad at all. So yeah, it's interesting. Turnaround references from AIs. Good stuff. The good stuff. Exodus. I genuinely just enjoy listening to you while I work and etc. Thank you very much. Genuinely, thank you. I enjoy the small conversations. Yeah, I also enjoy the small conversations, and I enjoy making some philosophical assumptions, which probably are very wrong, especially if you ask the moon, because it doesn't care. Like God. Unlike God, the moon exists, so I'm not sure. It's not exactly the same, but still. Roger Waters is overrated. I started to hate that guy for his words for Aussie. Roger Water. Who is Roger Water, actually? Don't you wear glasses for work? Did you use large monitors? Yeah, I don't wear glasses, although I should probably at some point, but I can see relatively well, still, yet. This is genetically, because my father also can see quite well. My monitors are quite large for monitors, 32 inches. But when I was starting doing the courses, I was using 24-inch monitors. So I'm using 2 monitors all the time. Even at work, I was using 2 monitors. At home, using 2 monitors for at least 15 years. It's better, especially if you're streaming. Now, one monitor is what I'm showing you. The other monitor is the chat. The other monitor is OBS, other stuff, so it's much more convenient. Can you show any professional work of yours now? Now, I showed already one of the things I did for a freelance, and I showed the military guy that I did for a freelance. Let me see. But where is he? The military guy. Freelance. And I don't know where is he. Sometimes I put things on places that I don't know. Now if I open him, here's the low poly, and the high poly is inside probably because it's almost 700 megabytes, the file. So this is the low poly. And you see, it looks fine. low poly. And when we go to render, it's better. Why? Because we have now diffuse texture, we have normal map texture, so we have all the details on the face and all the other details like veins and everything from the normal map. We have diffuse map, we have metalness, we have roughness maps. All those maps, and we have this character. And I'm not talking while I'm moving him, because this is cycles. And yeah, let's see him in Eevee actually. He doesn't look bad in Eevee too. And Eevee, I can move him and I can talk without lag, which is great. This is my microphone that you see here actually. If you don't know how my microphone looks like, it's this. Hello, I'm Nico's microphone. Yeah, the microphone said that. No, of course not. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam. Ah, Roger Water from Pink Floyd. Nice, Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is one of the most influential bands, I think, ever. It's pretty cool. But of course, yeah, some people, especially when they get old, like me, I'm sure that when I get old, I will get strange. You know, some people when they get old, I said they start to close their beliefs and to get like hardcore beliefs, which sometimes are not true. And especially for younger people, for people who are interested in a lot of topics, I don't know if this is the case, but I'm just saying. You should release a stylized hair tutorial like that monkey's beard. But in most of the courses that I did, for example, the Dragon Girl course, we have hair, stylized hair, and it is a lot of work has gone into this hair, although it's not very long. You know, the hair itself is not super long, but a lot of work has been done to make it. Also, the Assassin course and the other courses that I did. Let me show the courses. I'm speaking, but I'm not showing the courses. So, this course, 3D Female Armored Assassin, let's see her turntable. And you see stylized hair, long, nice. You can check it out. This is the course. This course, the hair also is, it turns out pretty well. Stylized for printing, for 3D printing. This course is stylized for game. It's not for 3D printing, it's for game. But if I get the high poly and if I fix a couple of things, it probably will be also good for 3D printing as well. So this is not a course and it doesn't have stylized hair, I'm sorry. So stylized hair, this rabbit has stylized hair, it's not. This one has also stylized hair. This one, Lobo, stylized hair, amazing stuff, very cool for 3D printing, of course. This guy, stylized hair, no, feathers, but also hair. The hair is, no, but feathers, nice. What else? This is not a course. This is stylized hair, but it's anatomy. So yeah, I have in kind of almost half of my courses, I have stylized hair. This guy, stylized hair and beard, also. Not ultra bad, I would say. So yeah, these are my courses, most of them. If you go to store here, you will see the prices. I know, when you see, especially the last course, but it's the longest course that I have ever made, 50 hours. So that's why the price is a little bit bigger than the other ones. The other ones are cheaper, especially the legs and the arm and hand anatomy courses. They are shorter courses. That's why the price is accordingly. They're priced accordingly to the shortness of them. money doesn't make you happy, but they will make you perfectly comfortable being miserable. You see, many people think that they rather live in the golden cage and be miserable than be happy with nothing. But I think happiness is a certain thing that if you have it, you're better off, even if you don't have anything else. You know, if you can be happy with just a very, very modest apartment rent, you don't have it. You don't have the apartment. You're renting it, but very modest, with a modest job, with a modest everything, and you are still happy. You don't want too much more. You're not. You don't want a yacht. You don't want a super nice phone. You don't want these things. You just are happy the way you are, with your family, with your kids, with your wife or husband, whatever. I don't judge. And with your nano banana, even if you can be happy with your nano banana, then you don't need this kind of money. Money, wealth, things, possessions, they are something for our kind of a new society that wants us to pursue. And that's all the society is concentrated on pursuing this kind of stuff, which they say in society will make us happy because we want it. Do you want every of these influencers, money influencers especially, they will tell, do you want to be, really want to have money? Do you really want to have that good car? Do you want to have this very nice job that pays a lot with a lot of vacation? Do you really want this? If you want this, you will do this, you will do that, you will do that. But do you really want it? Or the society is making you want it. And when you succeed in getting it, because many people succeed, then you will be happy. But for how long? For a little bit. Then you will feel the need to pursue the next thing. And you will again be a little bit not so happy. And so the happiness, the pursuit of happiness, is not the same as pursuing nice things, although people are usually equalizing those things. They're equalizing pursuing happiness with pursuing wealth, power, and money, which is wealth. But yeah. In my opinion, probably happiness is freedom, and money is giving you that, which is great, to a point. But if you have a lot of money and a business, then you suddenly are a slave to this business. Because if you stop, then you will not make this kind of money. And you cannot stop. So at some point, money, instead of becoming a way to be free, they're becoming your master. And then you become slave. And yet then you're not free. And I think the most happy you will be when you are the most free. And that's what I think, of course. To be free to do whatever. For example, I'm not free because my wife is constantly telling me not to play video games because I have to do some other things. So I don't play video games and I don't feel free. I want to play Baldur's Gate 3. I want to play Obscure 33 something. I want to play numerous other games, but I can't. So I'm not free. But it's the price that I'm willing to pay in order to have happy family. Because when the wife is happy, the family is happy. When the wife is mad, everything becomes darkness, hell. And it's bad. It's very bad. So be careful. Can we see the wireframe of the character? No. How much would you charge for the soldier character? Between $1,500 and $2,000. The page is so blue because I'm blue. Yeah, it's blue is not actually my favorite color, but when I created the logo for Speedchar, which is the rocket shaped like a like the tip of the pen, of the stylus. So when I make this logo, it's green and blue. So it's turns that it's nice to have the blue background and everything, because it's more like nice. Other than that, if some of you remember, the colors of my speed chart channel back in the day were orange, because I like orange. It's one of my favorite colors, maybe my favorite color, but it wasn't good for this type of thing. Happiness lies in the act of creating something, creating art, a family, a business, community, etc. That's very wise. When you stop creating, you stop being happy. Also very wise. And nowadays, many young people, they're not creating. They are just sitting in front of this thing and watching some short videos for hours and hours every day. And this is the new drug and the new epidemic, unfortunately. Money means I can travel and buy sushi every day and buy my friends tickets to travel with me. That sounds like a blast. You don't, usually you don't get that kind of money just like I have a lot of money and I don't have any obligations. Usually money comes with obligations. They come with a company that you own and you have to take care of, because there are a lot of people working for you, they depend on you. So at some point, as I said, you become a slave to money, and you have a lot of money, but you don't have free time. So money doesn't mean that, a lot of money I mean, doesn't mean that you will be able to travel all the time and pay for your friends and everything. It usually doesn't. So yeah, if you can do that, congratulations, but most people can't. Most people, when they get a lot of money, already they are slave to the company or whatever they are making the money with. That's so great. I'm glad we're super good friends. Where are we going next? Of course, yeah. Teacher, on your Dragon Girl cruise, I was thinking retouple her and use for animation, but I have no idea how to approach to the hair and the dragon. Is it worth it? The hair, the same approach as the mod girl. You know, the hair you have to retopologize piece by piece. It will be hard, but at some point, for the bride, if you think about it, in my opinion, for animation, the bride has to point backwards, like 45-degree angle backwards and down, straight line, the bride. Then you retopologize it, and then when you put bones in it, you can move it. Usually for animation, we make some things like capes or brides or long hair. We make it kind of straight, so the animator can put bones on it and they can move it. The dragon, for animation, I think it should be straight. It should be made straight, and then bones, and then animation and pose. Italy, let's go. What do you think about apps like Character Creator and MetaHuman for character creation? They're fine, but I don't use them. First, those applications are mostly for kind of realistic characters. I don't do realistic characters that much. Also, I want to make my characters from scratch because that's the most fun part for me, to create something from nothing. If I start from an already done base mesh, it's not that much fun for me. Also, no freelance, no guy who wants me to do something, or company, wanted me to use those programs, so I haven't. You know, if somebody came to me and say, okay, can you, using character creation or MetaHuman, create me this and this and this, then probably I will try. And maybe I will succeed at some point. But of course, in order to make something, you have to learn the program. And as I said, learning a program is relatively easy thing to do. It will take you less than a month usually to learn a program quite well. Привет, один мудрый мужик однажды сказал, что беден тот, кому не хватает того, что он имеет. Сколько языков ты знаешь? Я не знаю много языков. The guy said hello. One wise man once says that the guy who doesn't appreciate what he has is a poor guy. So yeah, usually it's like that. When you're not happy with what you have. How many languages do I know? I know my language, Bulgarian. I know English. I know Russian. I can read Russian. I can understand it like 70%. If you speak like Russian but very fast, probably I will not get most of it. But when I read it, I kind of get it. I know a little bit, very little. Now I don't know too much, but I learned a little bit of Spanish back in the days, but not too much. So let's say 3 languages. Mine, English, and a little bit Russian. That's it. So I'm not a polyglot. Or, yeah, I'm not. Do you have more fun playing video games or sculpting and creating characters? Both. I have fun doing both. Especially back in the days. Nowadays, when I sit and start playing game, sometimes I do, playing games like, for example, Starfield. When Starfield came out, 2 years ago, I started playing it, and I played it, all of it, like until the first end, because it have a lot of ends, but I played it until the first one, and I had fun. But not as much fun as I had back in the days with games. So now, when I'm older, I don't know, I don't get that much fun probably. But I played this game with the Samurai Warrior on PS5. I forgot the name of it, but it's amazing. And I played it and I have so much fun with it. Also, sometimes I start playing Fallout 2 or Fallout 1 because of nostalgia. They are one of my first loves, my first games that I loved back in the days, especially Fallout 2. It just, well, I have so much like anchors. In psychology, they call it anchors. And anchor is a good feeling that you feel when you do something or hear a melody or you're in a place or something. And I have so many good anchors playing Fallout 2 that when I play it now, it kind of comes back to me. That's why I sometimes do. Blocking out is the most fun part of sculpting. Exactly, yeah. Do you also rig and animate, or are you only sculpting? I'm mostly sculpting. I don't do rigging and animation, although I rig sometimes just for the sake of posing the character, but not for animating. Rigging for animation takes a lot more skill, because you have to make it work in a lot more things. When I'm rigging for posing, I'm rigging it, I'm posing it, and then I get rid of the rig and I adjust the pose with sculpting until it's perfect. Or at least, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima is the name of the game. Ghost of Tsushima. I have to play it again sometime. It's just amazing looking game. It's amazing music, the feeling of overall, and I have a 55-inch TV next to my monitors. I use it usually as a third monitor, but when I'm playing games on PlayStation 5, which I haven't in at least 1 year, I'm turning on the PlayStation on that monitor or TV, 55-inch, and it's like nice. It's the big TV and playing games on it. It's cool. I prefer playing on the PC, but still, on PlayStation it's nice. First year of learning 3D was just Blender. Now I'm using 9 different programs like Mari and Fibershop Maya. Wow. ZBrush and more. Wow, that's wow. Ghosts of Tsushima on PS5, exactly. Yeah. How to survive in future as a 3D character artist with AI everywhere, please advise. I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody can tell you. But as I said, if you are happy and like sculpting, like making characters, just continue making them until even when AI takes over completely. For example, if AI takes over completely, if you like it, it's something that you like to do, just do it. It will not make money, most likely at some point, but depends on the mindset. You can make something else for money and sculpting just for fun, just because creating something is something that gives you happiness. Do you play on PS5? Nowadays, no, not so much. But I used to play a little bit. Now I am searching for Astro Boy, the new PS5 game, Astro Boy, to get it second hand from somewhere for a little bit less money, because it's not urgent. No, they don't sell it. They sell it for the normal money. I want to get it for less money. Half the money, because it's second hand. But for now, I don't succeed, and I will not play it. Did you do a character for game with a character creator? No. I haven't done a character ever in my life with anything else than ZBrush or Blender. Of course, 3D Max was included when I was using ZBrush. I was using also 3D Max for retopology and stuff. Then I started retopologizing only with only with ZBrush. I was doing high poly, retopology, and UVs with ZBrush. All those things with ZBrush. I have a video of how I do it in my other channel. Link in the description. Not of the video, on my other channel. You can find link to some of the videos on my other channel in the description of this video, I think. Let's see. Link to speed chart channel. Yeah, we have it. So then I started using Blender for retopology, and then I started using Blender for everything. So I haven't done anything with character creator. Do you think AI will replace our jobs soon? It's quite scary. I don't know. It will not be in the next at least 2 years, in my opinion, maybe more. It depends. But even if it starts to get very good, the AI, probably it will still need some tweaks. And in order to make tweaks on a very good model, you have to be a very good character artist too. So there will be a demand for very good character artists to fix and change and make feedback on AI models, most likely, which is sad, but that's how the world goes. There's a new app. It's like a combination of Substance Painter and Substance Designer called Instamat. Do you know about it, Coach? No, I haven't seen about. I haven't seen it. The thing with AI and 3D is that the AI generated models are pretty much useless out of petty and cheap renders and 3D printing. Yes. Does the gym Nico helps you in anatomy sculpting? It helped me back in the days when I was hitting the gym more often, and I used to watch myself in the mirror and see how some of the muscles turn on the body and stuff like this. So yeah, it helps when you look yourself in the mirror. You are an inspiration. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's just getting better and better. It's a fool to think that it's still useless. It's kind of useless for game models, especially the AI. Astrobot is 43 euros on Eastern Gaming. When it becomes 30 euros, I'll think about it. If you can't make 3D a job, you have to be okay with that, in my opinion. It's like drawing and everything else. It's fun, and if you can make a job, great. But if not, then move on. Exactly. Getting a job in the field can't be your only reason for creating. That's true, but in many people nowadays, especially young people, they're searching for something to be able to feed themselves, right? So it's normal for them to get interested if this has some future proof. If it's future proof, and if I have to be honest, I'm not sure that character creation sculpting is exactly future proof. It's probably not. It's like one of the professions that maybe will be kind of replaced by AI? Maybe not entirely. For example, AI can code right now, right? But still, programmers are needed because only a programmer can actually work best with the AI that can program, right? So I think it will be the same with sculpting. We'll see, and with 3D. How many time I have to practice anatomy to get better results? Let's say after 1000, 1500 hours, maybe we'll see a lot of improvement. I tried 10 times, still my anatomy is not so beautiful. Yeah, maybe you should try a little bit more. Nico, how much is your minimum pay for a sculpt in freelance? I think my minimum pay is, it depends. If it's, there was a guy who approached me in our station and told me, hello Nico, I want a head, just a head. I will give you references for a certain guy, for example, a famous actor. And I want likeness, but not super likeness. I want something to look kind of likeness, which I can do without any issues. I can do kind of likeness, no problem. And he didn't want it, any retopology, he didn't want anything else, just a bald head made from some references. And I told him $60 per head, because I can do these heads for like 2 hours. So it goes up from there, you know. AI is just a tool and it will replace jobs and create jobs. Just have to keep up with the tools. Exactly. That's, I think we have to keep up with the tools until they're tools. When they start to replace us completely, then we will see. Your sculpt looks great. Oh no, where are his pants? Exactly. He has no pants. Because I don't want to do pants. I just don't want to do pants right now. I did pants, by the way. I did do a little pants on my sculpt the day before yesterday. So this was this. But for today's sculpt, I just am not in the mood to make pants. He has a nano banana. Yes, he has a little bit of nano banana. Oh yeah. Okay, guys. I think this will be it. 2 hours. It's enough. We have nice talk. I made a nice talk because I was mostly talking, which I like to do actually. That's why I'm doing these streams for 1 or 2 hours without any silent moment. I'm always talking, and that's why in my courses also I always talk, which is, I think it's good because when the teacher stops talking, then it starts to become boring, in my opinion. When I watch courses, I like the teacher to talk constantly, even if it's not talking about the current subject. That's why I'm sometimes talking about some other things than the subject, you know. You're the best. I like your courses. You should do more stuff. I'm trying to do more stuff. Which body part do you think is the most difficult to sculpt? The most difficult part to sculpt, usually, is the face and the hands. And they are the most important things to sculpt, actually. To sculpt nice. The hands and the face. And they are the most difficult, because we have to do them quite perfectly in order to be believable. How can we combine the spheres without damaging them? I don't think you can. So yeah, goodbye.